Water. Our bodies are made up of 70% from it. And you know what else is 70% water? The Mario Kart World map. And I'm wondering if I can travel across the entire Mario Kart World map only touching water. The first step is planning what path I will take. There are two paths to take where I'm starting in Acorn Heights, and we're going to call these Path A and Path B. Path A runs alongside Toad's Factory down to Crown City, and the other path runs through Dandelion Depths and Cheap Falls, finishing at Salty Speedway. Hopefully, we can get to Koopa Troopa Beach by the end of this video. The first path I decide to take is Path A, straight down the beautiful rivers next to Bowser's Castle and Toad's Factory. But before I do this, I need to make it up this steep waterfall. However, I see a little Toad putting all his energy into climbing up this water, and this gave me hope to climb up with him. The first 90% of this path is very boring, mainly because it's all water in a straight line most of it. I see some shy guys on jet skis and Toads in kayaks across my journey to Toad's Factory, and once I hit Bowser's Castle, there's a fork in the road. However, these aren't a problem with the map. After this, it's only a short ride down to Toad's Factory, and we're halfway there. No roadblocks so far, which is great. However, at the end of this path, there's a massive gap between the water and the ocean we aim to get to. Now this is going to be a problem for us. The water is too far to jump, and if we go through this pipe, it leads us closer to the water. However, we can't cross it as there's no water after we exit the pipe. But Nabbit is here. I quickly chase down Nabbit to get a quick achievement, then it's back to the water to try and figure out if there's any chance we can make it over this massive gap. I try a couple of ways, seeing if there's any places we can fly or any lakes we could jump into, but nothing. This path is dead. On to Path B. I start Path B off in the same spot I start Path A. This time, however, we're heading to the left. Up the same waterfall we go, I see two Toads in a boat. They tell me their names are like and subscribe, which I think you should do, by the way, if you like my content. We then head into quickly driving through the beautiful game design. It gives me a deeper appreciation of the water and colors in this game. Nintendo did a really good job with this. Quickly heading out of the cave, we get closer to Cheap Falls. Now, I didn't know how difficult this challenge would actually be. I thought it would be super easy to get all the way from the top of the map down to the bottom using only water. However, there's two spots which are pretty difficult. The first spot in Path A, which you already saw. And now, following Cheap Falls, we'll get to the other part, which you'll see why it's so difficult. Now, we're heading out of Cheap Falls by the start-finish line here. On the other side of this boat is where you turn the last corner. We go under another pipe bridge, and we're almost there to Salty Speedway. We get to Salty Speedway now, and I decide to go right to see if there's any way down this path that I could, get to the main water. But it's just a massive waterfall, and I turn back around. After turning back around, I try the other path, which is better than the other one. I trick off that bridge and glide down through the housing and suburb area. I don't know what you want to call this. Pick up a few item boxes along the way. I got a feather to help me out as well in case I need it. Now, we are here at Salty Speedway, heading out of the bay here into the main ocean, and I'm trying to decide a plan on how I'm going to get to Koopa Troopa Beach. I feel like we could go around Peach's Castle, down to the bottom of the map, and then across. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and drive all the way down to the bottom of the map and cut across to Koopa Troopa Beach. Now, what has this challenge taught me? It's taught me that not everything is possible in Mario Kart World, especially driving on the water. It's very difficult to find spots where you stay in the water. Like, I would count when you're driving along little splashes, but you're at the tires. I would count that. But let me know what you would think in the comments, if you would count that or not. I'm on the yes to that way. But as we're heading out of Peach Beach here, use a mushroom to get a little bit of speed. We see the cloud bro over the side there. And I just get stopped by Lakitu. For whatever reason, he just decides to stop me here, which is very annoying because I thought I could make it all the way around. I decide I'm gonna try and look for another route there, maybe a glider option or a couple of speed boosts where I don't touch the ground at all. But that's no use. I cannot find anything anywhere at all. I follow the sandbar here for a little bit, just checking out if there's any way that's possible to get over the little hump here. I decide I'm going to head over to Wario's Galleon or Galleon, whatever you want to call it, the big ship track. And I see a couple of fun little worm dudes, little worm dragon things. I get hit by one of them because, you know, why not? And then I trick off his tail for payback. But there's nothing here either. Absolutely nothing I can do here. I decide to head back to Salty Speedway after this. But I find a couple of ferries. I decide to trick off these to see if I can gain any bit of distance that's possible. And I would count these because they are on the water. Even though I am, you know, touching surface that's not water, I would still count that. But yeah, I don't get enough distance to cover across the land. Like barely any water was covered there. But I see another one. I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to go into the harbor again, or the bay of Salty Speedway, and I'm gonna try to trick off one of those boats, see if I can get any distance whatsoever over the land. Now doing this, I pop a mushroom as well, see if I can get anywhere, but there's like no use at all. Like I barely make it inland at all. So I used the rewind feature to just save myself a little bit. After this, I'm just looking around Salty Speedway in case there's anything that I can, you know, cut across, like any water streams or anything like that. I remember one stream in the race that you climb up with, but yeah, I couldn't find where that was, and so I decided to do a little trick over this gap. Tell me if I made it. Think I did. Not too sure though. So yeah, just having a look around again, see absolutely nothing, which is really frustrating me. I really thought this challenge would be possible. There's a medallion there. I know a lot of you will get very mad about me not picking up the medallion, but it was on land, okay guys? It was on land. I see a couple more toads. I'm pretty sure that's like and subscribe again. Well, we'll say hi to them later. I go under the bridge again to try and find any sort of way I can get across, but there's literally no use. This challenge is impossible to complete. And if any one of you guys has completed it or has any idea of completing it, leave it down in the comments below because I want to know if it's possible to complete this Mario Kart World Challenge water only across the map. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching, and I really can't wait to hear all of your opinions and thoughts about this video, and I hope you all stick around for future uploads on Mario Kart World. Thank you everyone. Bye!